Well, I found out that I'm not a running back last night. I was playing softball, I hit a ball to the shortstop, and then as I was running to first base, the first baseman had to step in my base path to try and cut off the ball that was overthrown to him. I was going full speed, he was standing completely still, we collided, I flew about 5 feet over his head, landed completely on my wrist, which I think might be broken. Like my wrist, if I do any sort of movement like this, it severely hurts. But this one I'm completely fine, so I really don't know what I did to it. But yeah, that's the one thing that I can confidently say that I can contribute to a softball team is speed, because I'm quick. I always have been. But when I'm running full speed and the first baseman is standing practically completely still and I hit him and I'm the one that goes flying and he doesn't, yeah, I'm not gonna last in the NFL. Alright, what is up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're actually just going to be ranking all of the NFL offenses because this has been requested every video I've posted since Friday. So I figured I'll just give the people what they want. Forewarning, I'm basically just going to be looking at offensive weapons here. I just don't know offensive lines. Like, people always ask me to rank offensive and defensive lines. I cannot do that. Yeah, I know the big names. I know David Bakhtiari. I know Zach Martin. I know Ronnie Stanley. Trent Williams, Quentin Nelson, Orlando Brown. Like, I know the names, but I'm not digging into offensive and defensive lines. So I apologize for that if anybody's disappointed. One last thing before the video starts, guys. Head over to gfuel.com. Use code WyattzWorld. You can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Back on that sherbet grind today. It's been a long time, probably a month. I don't think I've had sherbet since I moved. Alright, on to the video. Alright, so we are back at the old tier list. I'm going to switch the colors here. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, much better. At the top, we have Elite. Below Elite, we have Great. Below Great, we hit Solid. Below Solid, we run into, well, It'll Do. Not the most ideal situation. And below It'll Do is LMAO Dog Shit. Alright, so first off, we got the Browns, and they are great. Borderline elite. For an offense, man, come on. You got Baker, you got OBJ, you got Juice, you got Austin Hooper. I think you still have David Njoku. And then we go to your running backs, where they have the best running back duo in all of football. They have 2 top 5 running backs as far as I'm concerned. I know it's kind of a stretch to call Kareem Hunt a top 5 running back. I still think he is. He is still just as good as he was in Kansas City. Look at Kareem Hunt's rookie year right here. And then go up to the year where he played half of it before he got suspended, you know, for the domestic violence assault. This is halfway through a season, and he had 14 total touchdowns. I could talk about Kareem Hunt all day. This doesn't need to be an hour-long video, but I love Kareem Hunt. I obviously love Nick Chubb. I think the Browns' offense is great. Up next, we've got San Francisco. Solid, and that's it. I don't know what you want me to say. You do not have a top 10 offense. You debatedly have a top 15 offense. Debo and Brandon Ayuk, okay, they're good, but they get hurt every single day, along with Kittle, who, by the way, I think is probably the best tight end in the league, but he can't stay healthy either. You've got like 15 different running backs. That's great. They're also getting hurt every single week. Like, if your team is put together and fully healthy, they could be great without Jimmy, but right now, like, I don't think they're anything special. Offensively, I think they're defensively obviously great, but... Up next, we've got the Patriots as well. Solid. They got Hunter Henry, they got Jonnu Smith, great. They got Nelson Aguilar, pretty underrated, although some days he wakes up and decides that he just doesn't know how to catch a football. Kendrick Bourne, they have Damian Harris, James White, I think they still have Sony. Like, they're okay too. They're still gonna win a lot of games, but their weapons aren't that good. It's their coach. Up next, we've got the Carolina Panthers. I am very tempted to put them in great. Honestly, I can't do it. But I really, really like what they got coming. If Sam Darnold, like, turns out to be a Derek Carr or somebody even close to that level, Panthers will be a great offense in no time. Right now, we have no idea what we're getting. But so far on paper, I fucking love it. Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Sam Darnold. Like, it's looking good. Sam is not bad. People are going to see it, and I'm either going to look like an idiot or a lot of people are going to look like idiots. Alright, up next we got the Steelers. I don't think it's solid, honest to God, it'll do. Their O-line, I'm sorry, I know I wasn't going to talk about that, but they have 3 rookies in their fucking O-line. I remember reading that. They have a rookie running back in Najee Harris. They have an old Ben Roethlisberger as their quarterback who, well, if he sucks, the Steelers are doomed. They have Juju, who's been pretty overrated. Deontay Johnson, who is really underrated, but he can't stay healthy. And then there's the one person on that offense I don't want to slug in the face, and that is Chase Claypool. In terms of production, the Steelers, I don't even think they were top 10 last year. Offense, not that good, not that good at all. A matter of fact, let's go see. Because I know I'm going to have a ton of fucking people who are pissed off at me. Bottom 8. They were the 8th lowest productive offensive team last year. I stand by myself. They're going to stick and it'll do. Up next, we've got the Minnesota Vikings. Elite. Who wants to argue? Who wants to argue this? Regardless of their record, they finished 4th. 4th in all-purpose yards last year. Their O-line definitely isn't the best. I know that still, but they just added Christian Darrisaw. You got Kirk, who a lot of people seem to hate. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Adam Thielen. You got Dalvin Cook. You got Irv Smith. You got Alexander Madison. That's one of the only teams where they're going to give the ball to Dalvin Cook 300 to 350 times this year because there's 17 games. Yet Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, if they're both remaining healthy, will finish top 10 in receiving yards as well. Top 3 running back, top 5 receiving core, debatably top 10 quarterback with me. I love the Vikings offense, man. Call me biased. Up next, we got the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this is where the O-line is going to come into me not paying attention to it because their offense as a whole, I fucking love it. You got Russ, top 5 quarterback. DK Metcalf, arguably already a top 5 wide receiver, for surely will be within the next 2 years. Tyler Lockett might be the most underrated wide receiver in the entire league. Chris Carson, he is great when he's healthy. And then they have Will Dissly and Gerald Everett at tight end. Both of them sneaky productive tight ends. O-line, not sure what's going on there. As far as offensive weapon goes and their quarterback, I think Seattle's fantastic too. Up next, we've got the Chiefs. Yeah, we don't have to talk about them. People get annoyed that I basically just skip the Chiefs in every video, but what the fuck do I need to say?
Oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes is the best!
Fucking really tired of hearing that, okay? Alright, we got the Lions. LOL dog shit. They might be the worst active NFL roster I have ever seen. Let's look at their depth chart really quick. It's fucking hysterical. Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, Tyrell Williams, Brashad Perriman, Quintez Surface, and don't even try to fucking tell me he's good. TJ Hawkinson, best offensive weapon they have. Darren Fells, by the way, I thought he retired. It's not just bad, it is horrible. Brashad and Terrell are both going to be hurt probably for the season by week 4. DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson are probably going to be used pretty heavily for passing. Jared Goff will still throw for a lot of yards, but no, they're going to be awful. Alright guys, sorry, I didn't realize my camera was taking up this part of the corner, so we moved it. But yeah, moving on from the Lions, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Dog shit. I love Jalen Hurts. I do. I really like him and I want him to be good, but that is not a good team. And if you're a Philly fan and you're trying to tell me you're going to make the playoffs or something, you're absolutely delusional. Dude, they've got like 8 receivers who are between the age of 22 and 24 years old. They are going to be moving people up and down all fucking year long. Right now, I think their receiving core is going to be obviously Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, and probably Travis Fulgham. Pretty much 2 of those guys have 0 experience in the NFL. Their quarterback doesn't have much experience. Zach Ertz doesn't want to play there anymore. Dallas Goedert's, he's good. I know their O-line is pretty terrible. Though at least it was. I don't know. I don't like anything about the Eagles other than Jalen Hurts. I think they're terrible. Alright, up next we've got the Miami Dolphins, and I'm trying to find a good place to put them. Solid. They're definitely not great, but they're better than it'll do, I think. I hate Tua. You guys know that. I do not like him. Myles Gaskin, he's good. Gesicki is good if they use him. Devontae Parker is good if the ball can get to him. Jalen Waddle, he should help it. Will Fuller, he should help if he can stay healthy and steroid free. Great defense. They got a solid offense, but I don't think it's anything too spectacular. Up next, we got the Saints. You got Elvin Kamara, you got Michael Thomas, but you don't got a lot more than that. I don't know, man. Two really good players, that's not enough. Like, they're solid. They're definitely better than it'll do, but they're not going to be anything great this year. Their record might be great, but their offense isn't going to be happy-go-lucky, magical Ferris wheel of fun. It's going to be a blender of shit, and rightfully so. I mean, even last year when they had Drew Brees, given he was hurt, they weren't even like a top 10 team offensive-wise anyway. Yardage, that is. Touchdowns, I have no idea. Alvin Kamara scored half of the league's touchdowns against the Vikings himself, but I'm talking total yardage here. They weren't as productive as people thought. Up next, we've got Houston. They're right there with the Lions. Houston is going to be bad. The Eagles are going to be bad. The Lions have the worst roster I think I've ever seen. But other than Jared Goff and DeAndre Swift, I would much rather have Houston's offense than the Lions. I mean, the Texans are fucked. They know it, though. I mean, they absolutely know it. Nobody's fault but Bill O'Brien's. Next, we got the Falcons. Yeah, they lost Julio. They got Mike Davis. They still have Kelvin Ridley. They drafted Kyle Pitts. Like, I don't feel like it'll do is fair, but at the same time, I don't look at them and think that they're a solid offense either, but they are. It's just because they lost Julio, I think. But the Falcons offense, they still got weapons, man. They're all right. Their defense is fucking horrible, but this ain't a video about defense. Anyway, on to the Ravens. 5,800 total yards last year. That is nearly 1,000 yards less than Kansas City. Love the coach, but I don't really care for the fucking scheme that they have going there. If Lamar gets shut down, they're screwed. I like Mark Andrews. I like Rashad Bateman. I think Lamar is still good. The guy's won 80% of his starting games. Like, he's fine. It's just that if Lamar isn't good, then the Ravens offense isn't good at all. I don't know where to put him. A solid. One of the best defenses in the entire league. But I'm definitely not in love with the offensive plan they have over there at all. I think they're going to need to start doing a little bit more passing if they want to win anything. Up next, we got the Titans. Yeah, let's give it to them. They have an elite offense. The Vikings were third last year in all-purpose yards. The Titans were ahead of them, so they had to have been third because I know who number 2 was. Ryan Tannehill, Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry. You've got the best pure runner in football. You've got a top 5 wide receiver. You've got a top 10 receiver in AJ Brown, debatedly. And then you have Ryan Tannehill, which I just saw a stat. Let's see if I can pull it up. In their last 24 games that he's taken over in Tennessee, Tannehill's quarterback rating is 114. He's thrown for 6,000 yards, 61 touchdowns, more than Patrick Mahomes, 10 interceptions, tied with Patrick Mahomes, and he's at a completion percentage of 67%, better than Patrick Mahomes. Anyway, on to the next team. Up next, we got the Giants. Fuck, dude, it'll do, and it is nothing better than that. Daniel Jones hasn't done anything to prove he is a better quarterback than I am in the NFL. You have Saquon, who I think is going to bounce back, but last year, before he got hurt, I know he didn't play a lot, but he was not good. Sterling Shepard, average. Darius Slayton, I don't think he's any better than Sterling Shepard. Honestly, I don't know how much he even fucking plays. Then they just got Kenny Golladay, who is really good, but he will get hurt and miss at least 4 games this season. Okay, what next? Evan Ingram, Butterfingers? The guy was awful last year, and then you brought in Kyle Rudolph to block. They were second worst in the league last year in all-purpose yards. I'm just gonna throw that out there. The only reason I have them above these 3 teams and not in LMAO dog shit is because I think that the Giants are going to be better than these teams offensively. They're not going to be great. Up next, we've got the Colts. They are the definition of solid. There's a lot of solid, I'm realizing right now. But they are the definition of a solid offense. Fantastic running back core. Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines. I love all of those guys. The receivers are Pittman, an old-ass TY who's going to tear his hamstring by week 2. Zach Pascal, I think, is still on that team. And Paris Campbell. Dude, I don't fucking remember. I will bring in the O-line here because I know that theirs is one of the best in football. And last year with Phillip Rivers, actually, they did okay offensively too, which is why I don't have any reason to be worried about them. I really don't see them as like a fantastic offense yet. Up next, we got the Arizona Cardinals. They have a great offense. That's not even up for discussion. People kind of think I snubbed their defense on my list, and I might agree with you guys there. I definitely probably could have put their defense in above average, but I'm not going to snub them here. Kyler Murray, okay, he needs to prove his throwing game more. Whether you think he does or not, why don't we go look at it? Okay, this is not great passing, guys. This is not the best passing you can have. I love Kyler Murray. I think he was the best option for the #1 pick in 2019. Like, their running backs do scare me, but I feel like majority of the time, Kyler is going to be running it when it's important anyway. And as far as their receivers goes, they're going to be fucking good, man. Last year, they were a top 10 team offensively. Everybody stays healthy, they definitely will be again. Up next, we got Green Bay. We're going to assume Aaron's going to come back, even though I don't think he will. But right now, we're just going to say he's still there. Okay, they're great with Aaron Rodgers. Without him, they're definitely going to drop down to solid. They won't go down to it'll do because they still have Devontae Adams. They still have Robert Tonyan. They still have Aaron Jones. They still have Bakhtiari. I know I didn't mention O-line, but they did finish top 5 last year right behind the Vikings. Green Bay's still great. Up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, this is kind of my oddball for the video. I know that one might not be odd to certain people, but I think they're elite. Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, OJ Howard, right there is enough. I have said this before too, I don't love their running backs at all, but they're all good at doing respective things. It's just too bad that they don't have all that into one. They should have went out and got Le'Veon Bell, that's all I'm saying. Their offense, yeah, no, I still think it's stacked. All right, up next we've got Chicago. It'll do. Okay, they got Allen Robinson, who you guys already know I got tight pants for Allen Robinson. I fucking love Allen Robinson. They also have David Montgomery. You guys know I have high appraisal for him too. I think he is going to be a good running back for many years to come. And then obviously they just drafted Justin Fields, who doesn't have a starting job yet. But as long as Andy is throwing the ball there, I don't think they're going to make the leap that they're trying to. Up next, we got the Bengals. Ooh. I don't agree with their draft pick, but it did make their offense better. I'll say solid, man. I know that they got a lot to prove. They need to win more than like 5 games if they want me to believe that they're anything better than that. Not counting the line, I definitely think they should have drafted Sewell, but I like the Bengals offense, man. I think they got an explosion there. They just got to put the gasoline in the right spot. And pray to God that Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon get protection. If they don't, the Bengals are screwed. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills. Come on, Wyatt, you biased piece of shit. You got 2 of your home teams in the elite category? Vikings finished 4th last year. The Bills finished 2nd last year. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, Dawson Knox, who is adapting. Devin Singletary, he didn't get to play a lot last year. When he did get to play his rookie year, he averaged 5 yards a fucking carry. So I'm sorry if you think I'm biased for having these 2 up here, but it's just facts, man. It's a good day to be a Wyatt, that's all I gotta say. Anyway, next up we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. It'll do, it'll do. I love Urban Meyer being there. I like Trevor Lawrence. I obviously love James Robinson. Etienne is going to be okay in the slot. DJ Chark just buffed up. They got Laviska Shenault. They're definitely a huge step above these guys right here. They should be all right, though. I don't mind the Jacksonville. I just really hope they don't disappoint us. Up next, we've got the Washington football team. There's that devilish logo again. Solid. Definitely solid, man. They weren't great last year, given they had a new quarterback every single week, it seemed like. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Scary Terry, Curtis Samuel went over there. They got J.D. McKissick, Antonio Gibson. Logan Thomas is fucking fantastic as well. Their defense is going to be electric, but their offense, people are sleeping on it for no goddamn reason. Up next, we've got Dallas. Offensively, I could put them in elite. If I really wanted to, I could put them in elite. I'm not going to, though. The reason I'm not going to put them in elite is because they have a bunch of players who are supposed to be elite, but aren't. Dak, Zeke, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, fucking CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, they got weapons. Schultz. But they just haven't been doing that good. Obviously, Dak's injury affected them, but even the year before that, they weren't that good, and Zeke has been digressing every single year since his rookie season, by the way. The amount of stars they have, they should be an elite, but I just think they're going to be great. Their offense will be great. I don't think their team will be that great, but their offense will be fine. Up next, we've got the Broncos. Yeah, you give me any other quarterback than Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater, I'll say they're solid, but for right now, they'll do. Like, it sucks, man. I would hate to be a Denver fan right now. You know what your problem is, and you just can't fix it. Up next, we got the Rams. They got a great offense, man. Added Matt Stafford, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the most slept-on quarterbacks in the league. People are hibernating on him right now for some reason. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, fantastic receivers. Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown at running back. I think they're fine there too. Their offensive line, as far as I'm concerned, I think is pretty decent as well. Obviously, Sean McVay is going to be responsible for a lot of the offensive production too. The only thing I question about the Rams is their tight end. Does Higbee still play there? If he does, he could be good. Higbee is good. But the Rams, I think, will be great. Up next, we've got the Charger. Also great. Justin Herbert, I love him. Austin Eckler, I love him. Mike Williams, I love him. Got Jared Cook at tight end. We all know that guy can catch a ball. We just seen him in New Orleans for the last 3 years going off with Drew Brees. Leaves one person to talk about on that offense, and that is Keenan. And I think Keenan's good too. I think he's great. He's kind of a receptions receiver, which, I mean, they all technically are. But what I mean by Keenan is if you go look at his numbers, he's going to be logging in 100 receptions and barely 1,000 yards. Like, he's not getting a lot of yards per catch, but he's productive. They were a top 10 offense last year. I have a really, really hard time believing they're not going to be able to repeat it this year. They're not far off from being a contending team for a championship at all. All right, up next we got the Jets. Oh, fuck that, dude. I don't know what to do with them. Jamison Crowder said he doesn't want to return. I know they just picked up Corey Davis. They got Denzel Mims. They got Tevin Coleman now, who they... By the way, he's actually a pretty good running back. Zach Wilson, he could be decent. I don't know, though, man. Like, their defense is underrated. I think their offense is still horseshit. This is more of an educated guess more than anything, but they don't look impressive. And up next, we got the Raiders. No, they're not dog shit. They just, like, warped there because I clicked on it for some reason. They shocked a lot of people. I don't think people understand. The Raiders had a top 7, top 8 offense last year. Like, they were right behind the Buccaneers in yards put up. They did not do bad at all. Fuck it, dude. They have a great offense. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Derek Carr, not a bad quarterback. He is an above average quarterback. I'm sorry. If I sound insane for saying that, I'm fucking sorry. The guy's never, ever had a bad season. Not one time. Kenyon and Josh, gonna be a great 1-2 punch at running back. Waller, he's gonna be great. Shit on the Raiders. I fucking like them. And there you guys have it. That is my official ranking for every team's offense. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for today's video. I really hope you guys like me ranking all these teams' offenses. As far as ranking tier lists go, I think this will be the last one for a while. Unless you guys can think of another tier list you want me to do. I probably just haven't thought of a lot of them. I do not want to rank stadiums, and I do not want to rank jerseys, and I do not want to rank O or D lines. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you guys like this video, you already know what to do. Turn on your notifications, like, comment, subscribe. I post every single day that I can. Anyway, other than that shit, guys, you know the drill for the day. I'm gonna hop off. I'm going to edit this so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.